What up, my body shot bots? So this vid I'm calling Bazzer Talks. It's basically just a random PvP bot chatting about the game that he, or should I say we, love. Anyway, let's get on with this.
Let's go!
So I've been seeing a few videos on YouTube asking if the game is dead, and I'm going to weigh in here from a PvP perspective, an actual PvP perspective. It's a pretty multi-layered question. I think it depends what side of the new player or burnt out player or which side of the PvP, PvE divide you sit. For a new player, 100% it ain't. Be one of the best games you ever play, it's huge and there's so much to do. And that's before you even get to PvP, if you do. For an established PvE player, it was dead a long time ago. You can't keep repeating the same content over and over again.
I'm sick of it, it's just so horrible.
These PvE players, they've got all the builds and the weapons, they've done all the grind, the raid, they've done every mission, and they've done these 100 times. But these PvE players, they don't PvP. So the real endgame, in my opinion, or a percentage of it, it's not available. For whatever reason, be that badly designed PvP, or overall a dislike of the discipline.
Awful, I hate it.
So the game's died off for them. They didn't have the additional PvP loop to keep them interested. For PvP players, it's not dead, it's stale. It's the same loop. Division 1 had a larger, more intense DZ, better builds, better gameplay, and a larger population of players. You got bored further along the cycle, but you'll still get 100 hours that the solely PvE players have missed. I personally have 4,000 hours of playtime, 40,000 DZ kills. I've done everything PvE and PvP, but the game's not dead for me, just yet, but it's definitely on life support. 4,000 hours is a minimum playtime. I know players with 8,000, 10,000, 12,000 hours played, 21,000 SHD levels who don't even PvP.
You are insane.
But the game feels dead because for some unfathomable reason, the developers have taken a year holiday.
That ain't right. Shame on you.
It's like building a house brick by brick. The customer is happy seeing progress, buzzing for the future. Then you go travelling for a year, out of the blue, leaving the house half built with no fucking roof. While rain, in this case glitches or OP skill builds, rain down on the customer. While you're sat on a beach scratching your nuts. In any other industry, you would get sacked.
You're fired.
Not moved off to build a mansion, otherwise known as the future Star Wars release. Let's hope that model and roadmap is designed better, or we're going to get soaked all over again. I don't blame the devs though. They've been pushed and pulled off the project. I have faith in these developers. Let's just hope Ubisoft give them the time and the resources. 100% the community of existing players has dropped off, and the 4,000 hour plus PvEers have gone off to new games.
Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye now. Bye. Bye-bye.
But even though small, once again, the PvP community has stayed, keeping the game alive for longer. This only strengthens my belief that PvP should have been looked after better. The Dark Zone worked on, and conflict expanded, and dare I say it, a new PvP mode. Sadly, this has never materialised for whatever reason. PvP is the lifeblood of this game, the ever constant. Players enjoy the style of PvP, the Dark Zone, the third-person shooter that only Division games can offer. How this has never been grasped and developed by Massive is beyond me. Is it, once again, resources or direction? Or do they not care much for PvP? It's mind-boggling. Maybe Heartland is the answer, but it's not the Dark Zone. It's not an area you go in with your hard-earned builds and slay like Rambo on a fucking roid rage.
Get some, baby! Get some!
PvP is where it's at. Call me mad, but it's the reason I play this game. I love the toxicity, the drama, the style of fighting, the builds and the teamwork. PvP is the reason I farmed for hours to get the many builds perfected. It was the original idea behind the franchise. Play PvE, get geared up, then go PvP in the Dark Zone. Best of both worlds. But that model has been forgotten to appease a more casual player base. This is to the game's detriment in my eyes.
Shame and
absolutely shameful.
The PvP is basic, outplay mechanics non-existent, builds are almost just point and shoot, casual. From the multi-layered skill-based PvP we had in Division 1, this is a huge downgrade, yet it's still fun if you try. PvP at points has been the black sheep, the ugly sister, forgotten, almost pushed to the side, kept in the dark and fed dirty water and rice. Disgusting really, when players pay good money for this game solely for PvP, to then be basically shit on. Players who don't PvP will say it's because PvP is a small percentage of players. True, but if the PvP was up to the standard or better than Division 1 PvP, there would be so many more players playing. The new players who are joining or coming back recently would have a reason to go PvP. The PvP community would be huge. Just take a look at the viewing figures Division 1 Dark Zone used to achieve, and the drop of viewing figures since. Division 1 Dark Zone to this day is still busy, even if the servers are poorly maintained, laggy and all round broken.
Something's wrong!
Yeah, it's all wrong, man! We shouldn't even be up here!
I know! Let's go back to the ship!
The same on certain days cannot be said about the Dark Zone in Division 2. There's still players playing, you can always find a fight, if you look hard enough. But it's the same players. The community is small. The DZ, because there's 3 of them, are smaller with less players and population. This leads to constant server changes, in and out them bloody doors.
And then you just keep doing this again and again and again.
This process is so hit and miss. So many times you transfer, then transfer instantly again due to the game not loading all 4 players into the first server. So you then repeat this process again and again.
Again and again and again!
Why we haven't got a simple change server button by now. But that's down to the developers and their choices. Lack of knowledge, love, and above all resources. See, in my eyes, the devs don't and never will play, so don't know the PvP they're meant to be creating. They don't know the issues, the problems, good parts, bad parts. They don't know what's needed, and they can't develop it without that knowledge. They need help from the community of PvPers, because in all honesty, they have proven they can create a beautiful product in PvE, but this needs to be applied to PvP. But through all this, the DZ is still vibrant, no matter the flaws. You can still have hours and hours of fun.
This is fun.
New scenarios, hilarious moments, and some edge-of-your-seat server fights against the road police zombie horde. The Dark Zone has it all. There's just something missing. It's not intense. The cycle runs dry quick. It's too casual. So why would these players say the game is dead? It's not dead. No way. I ain't having it. It's stale. Like a mouldy cheese left in the fridge by this development team, and they expect, or maybe don't care, that you've got to try and eat this mouldy delight for dinner, lunch and tea. Eventually you'll get sick of it. And this is where the game is dead comments permeate from. These players, they've played 4,000 hours minimum. 4,000 hours. Let that sink in. That's 166 days consecutive playtime. I know people who've double, triple that time for a supposedly dead game. That's never lived up to its potential. That is basically an unfinished product. It ain't dead, they're burnt out. But imagine if that potential was fulfilled. Imagine with a top-notch development team, finger on the pulse, given the resources by Ubisoft, where this game could be PvP-wise. Division would be and should be the mature player's destiny. With regards to PvE players, these 4,000 hour players, they've got all the builds, completed the game. These players should be progressing on to PvP, but the game has been unloved, badly treated and not cared for, so why would they? There's so much potential for this franchise that's never been grabbed, just chopped and changed, but never perfected. It's never been built on with a final product or vision in mind, leaving us with this stale cheese. These devs can't cook PvP. Maybe don't want to, or have never been given the right ingredients. They're a nice little sedate corner shop cook, when we need a full-blown swearing, cussing, screw you Gordon Ramsay.
Fuck up, fuck up, fuck up, fuck up! Get out!
Serving us up gourmet cuisine while calling us a soft twat for wanting easier PvP, or calling someone a cheat because they're better than you. Stop pampering. because these players won't be a PvP base or even PvP.
No.
It's as simple as that. There's an argument that DZ is full of low-level players and the top players are bored of farming them, so in turn are leaving the game, screaming the game's dead as they leave.
I've got to go now, Bob. Okay, bye-bye.
Only to return 2 months later.
Yes, I'm home. I'm alive. This is all a miracle.
Don't bother doing a farewell video next time, eh, mate? Madness. That's a solid argument though, and I get it. But these low-level players in question are on a new or PvE player's level. These players are perfect to learn, fight and progress in PvP. If you're a PvE player, there's no better time to jump into DZ. You won't get bored for hundreds of hours. Every fight is different, bar the skill bots. But find a good team, go rogue and destroy the server. It's hilarious hearing players cry. That is entertainment in itself. Or maybe I'm just sick. Yes, it ain't got the feel of the large DZ in Division 1 New York, but it's still a huge amount of fun to be had. But these players are choosing to leave rather than PvP. PvP should have been the catch net, the mode that keeps the players hooked, the real endgame. But due to the basic PvP, which ironically was originally designed for these players in mind, it's not gripping or intense, so even these players don't bother. For the players like me who have bled the game dry, we're burnt out. I'm still playing, but the PvP is meant to be a constant like Division 1, but it's stale. I understand where you're coming from. I feel exactly the same. I would love to be able to ask the devs, what was wrong with Division 1 DZ? Why did you have to change it so much? You've appealed to a casual audience that doesn't even want a DZ, doesn't want to PvP, so why cater for them? And now, they've just walked away. Is the game alive? Is it dead? I'm hoping it's alive, but what are the changes coming for PvP? That's what'll keep it alive.
Please just tell me what's happening to me in plain English without the mumbo jumbo.
I don't get it. Someone's messed up or seriously inept. Or Star Wars. It's the weirdest business model I've ever experienced, the weirdest roadmap of any game I've known. And yet we've never really had answers why. But all that should not mean we then express our resentment onto new players, putting them off. I see so many new players asking if the game's worth buying or is the game dead, only to be replied by a disgruntled established player that the game's dead, don't bother. Seeing as though we are coming at the question from a whole different angle, miles down the line, how could we say not buy it? We had 4,000 hours of fun. 4,000 hours. Fuck. I get why the game is stale, but it's not dead. I've taken breaks, go play other games. But weirdly, and I know I ain't the only one with this opinion, seeing as though we say Division is such a dead and broken game with so much unfulfilled potential, none of the other games will compare. It's almost like we're hooked to the Division like a drug. We don't want to do it, but nothing hits as hard or scratches that itch. It's pub grub. But we still ring Dave after 2 pints. But imagine where it would be if the PvP was top notch, fucking power, loved and nurtured. Yeah. I understand why they've delayed the new content. Dropping in February would have been a bad move. Look at the February releases. There's some proper epic titles coming. Dying Light 2, Horizon Zero Dawn 2, Elder Ring. Division would have to have competed with all of these titles, and honestly, due to the reputation in the game community, it would lose.
You blew it! You had it all and you blew it!
The reputation's bad enough for its devoted players. These titles would take a lot of sales and hype away from any Division content, and this release needs to grab and grip a mass audience. This is their last chance at fulfilling that potential. So I understand the delay, even if not intended this way. It's actually pretty fucking smart in my eyes. The smartest move this development team has made in a long time. So take that break, enjoy the new and old games, then come back, because you will.
I'm back.
But even with this content, will it affect PvP much? Well, already Yannick has come out saying they're not focused on PvP, that the all-round changes to the game in general should affect PvP for the better. This shouldn't be a should, maybe, hope so moment. How can they not see the product they have, the ever-constant community, the boatload of PvPers waiting to come back, the content creators who make the builds and push PvP footage? That is what keeps this game alive. A little polish, effort and resource with some PvP ideas and knowledge. The PvP could be so much more, attract many more players, be that new or old. Not developing PvP could be a missed opportunity. The catch net won't be there, and above all, they'll miss out on money. Because we know that's the driving force, the real ever constant.
Motherfucking money! I make that dollar, y'all, motherfucking money!
Yet even with all these titles I mentioned, all this disappointment and broken promises with PvP, you'll always hold this supposedly dead, broken PvP game up as a yardstick, as a comparison. And none of the other games grip you for as long. Will you get 4,000 hours from these titles?
No, nope. You know I'm a follower? My instinct.
I highly doubt it. 4,000 hours of playtime from Assassin's Creed. No matter how amazing AC Odyssey, for example, is. Nope, I doubt it. I got 100 hours before I was back. Amazing, stunning, beautiful game. But it wasn't Division. If I could spear some other player through the gut while robbing his shit and hearing him cry Cronus or cheat, that may have changed my perception.
Division PvP has this unique model, but it's not ruthless enough. It's never been grabbed. 4,000 hours from Cyberpunk or Outlanders.
Well, that just tickles my twat.
Don't make me laugh. And it was me thinking these were the Division killers. Where's them loud voices now? Probably back on Division, comment on the Facebook pages, or waiting for the new content at least. 4,000 hours in Destiny. Yep, 100% you could. And that's what Division shoulda, woulda, coulda been, but for a more mature audience. See, some gamers, me included, don't want to be a bright pink character with weird shit flying out their hands. They want guns, lots of guns. Badass tactical gear, skills, teamwork, straight up cool builds they grind and work for, and they want to shoot people in the fucking face in there and cry about it. Yeah, alright, yeah, I am a little twisted, but you get what I mean. The franchise deserves a competent development team to achieve this, which, even though they should be applauded for certain parts of Division 2, the open world improvements, the stunning scenery, the environment, etc, etc, overall they have failed PvP. We are supposedly being blessed with new content, that the end of year 2 was meant to be the finished product, and this is why the year sabbatical has come about. But in my eyes, that's even worse. This was their PvP vision, their finished product. This.
Really?
We had 2 years of basically a beta, change this, change that, overhaul this, overhaul that, to then supposedly believe that without this content, this game was complete in their eyes. Anyone who PvPs knows how broken certain skills are, for example. This was supposedly their final PvP vision. Was this a final fuck you to PvP? Leaving us with OP broken skill builds? Skill build glitches? Just all that brokenness? Was this their final farewell? A final fuck you to what can be a toxic community?
Fuck you and fuck your face. Piece of shit.
The year out roadmap is beyond a joke. It's baffling and a huge disservice to their loyal player base. Whose idea was it? Ubisoft? Massive? What's the backstory? I would like to know, as maybe my disbelief and rage is misplaced, but we will never know. From a point where we had lines of communication with devs on social media, weekly update shows, and pretty good all-round connection in general, they're now treating their player base like mushrooms, kept in the dark and fed shit.
Disgusting. Disgusting.
At this point, I'd rather have a few years out and Division 3, a fresh start. Yet through all this, Division will always be that yardstick, a comparison for me. A bipolar game that is wonderfully addictive, but on the flip side, it's excruciatingly inept and annoying.
I'm not
enjoying it. I'm not. I hate it. I fucking hate it.
Ah, fucking Fire Sticky again. Fucking Bleed Dive, you're having a laugh. Bloody Shrapnel Bot, you've got no fucking skill tiers. 2, you boys getting on tonight? Let's go.
You're right. I'm in. Let's do it.
It's awesome and broken in equal measure, but that's down to potential missed, poor balancing, and in my eyes a development team pushed and pulled off the project for whatever reason. But that does not make it a bad, dead game. If it was, we wouldn't have got 4,000 hours of gameplay now, would we? Yet a lot of players in the comment sections are forgetting this. 4,000 hours, a figure not many well-polished games can come close to offering. And content is coming. Improvements are on its way to an already awesome in parts game. I just worry if PvP will be pushed in the corner once more. So that brings me to my original question. Is a Division dead? Nope, 100% not. Division is stale, mouldy cheese, not dead. Get it right, guys. It's just been left for too long, badly cooked at points and not given enough seasoning for whatever reason. Probably Ubisoft. Hopefully this year the games are going to restock our fridge with glorious Division food, cooked to perfection, and we won't be starving no longer. We may even get thrown some PvP scraps, but hey, let's just hope it's steak this time, rather than more mouldy ass cheese these supposed AAA game developers are serving recently. Look, it's up to you, Massive, and the other Division devs, but don't disappoint this time round. Take as long as you need, get it right, fulfill the undoubted potential. You have our world in your hands. Anyway, peeps, thanks for watching. If you're still here, look, I've tried my best at this. It's like writing a fucking essay. It's a totally different approach to my usual body shot PvP gameplay. This is the first video I've tried to kind of structure. I go off on tangents in a PvP love rage. I'll get better at this the more I do it, I guess. The game's close to my heart, and I'm enjoying making these videos. Look, let me know what you think in the comments, if you like this kind of content. Anything I've missed, etc. Even scream the game's dead if that's your thing. But never stop recommending this game. Either way, don't forget to like and subscribe. Till next time, thanks for watching.